Live.
All right.
Ready?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1.
Freaks. What up? What up, everybody? We are live here at Cross Country Studios, episode 27, HandKrafted, with my boy, the Bear. And we got Frank Christiano returning.
That's right.
What's up, brother?
Great name, by the way. HandKrafted.
HandKrafted. Well, I think it goes without saying what we got going on tonight's episode. It's going to be a lot of fun, guys. We got quite a bit of interesting topics to talk about this evening. So stay tuned because it's going down, man. But I wanted to actually, last week, I wanted to say a special thank you to Dana from Silver Ball Museum for being on the show. If you guys haven't heard the show or you're interested in doing something really cool, Silver Ball Museum, it's a vintage arcade in Delray Beach, Florida, right off Atlantic Avenue by the train tracks. If you know where Brews Room is, they're right across the tracks. Like I said last week, cross the tracks, roll the dice, cross the even the train's coming, cross the tracks. You know, check them out. They got vintage games. I mean, it's a lot of fun. If it's date night, if it's girls' night, if it's guys' night, whatever the case may be, take your family. Really cool place. I mean, they got their oldest machine, I believe, is in the 1930s. Really? Yeah, oldest pinball machine. They have that on display. They have, I think, as old as 1942. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it's 1942 is the oldest machine that they have there that's active that you could play. So it's a lot of fun. Beer, wine. They got a new boat bar upstairs. You got to check these guys out.
The boat bar. Sorry, I'm back now. I had to do all the fun IT stuff. We got some nice gifts from Dana.
We got a gift. Thank you so much.
She might be my new favorite Dana. I think the other Dana, he might be sent out to pasture.
Dana told me something today that I thought was really funny. She said, Brian, she mentioned your name in the text message, but it was Brian with an I. And I said, if he was here right now,
bitch.
But this was kind of funny. He said Brian with the Y. I said, that's what he would say right now. And she said, that's funny because I always tell people it's Dana with a Y because she's D-A-Y-N-A.
Oh, is she really?
Yeah.
All right, good.
So I was like, I thought that was pretty funny. Yeah. So thank you, Dana, and the Silver Ball Museum for this awesome gift. I don't know what's in it, but we should. You want to open it live?
Yeah.
I think we should open it live.
I hope it's not dildos.
You never know.
She was a little bit of a wild one.
That's called a sponsorship check, everybody. We're going to keep that right there.
Can I see that for a second? I'm going to show this to the camera.
Yeah.
Now, this is what I'm talking about when I don't get any appreciation. Look at this. I don't know if you can see that, but it just says Joe McNones. No Brian on there. No Bear. Nothing. Let's go fuck myself. Thanks, Dana.
No.
I just noticed that, too. You're right.
No, I'm just kidding. Joe's the main contact for all these people. Like I say, I'm just the on-air talent. I just show up and talk. He's the lifeblood of this thing.
Ooh, a T-shirt. That's like Christmas, bro. That's yours, XL.
Oh, thank God.
What else we got here?
If we went on video, I'll put it on right now.
Get out of here. No way. A towel?
Perfect.
A towel? Yeah, we got a towel, everybody.
All right.
We got a towel. Listen, this is when I'm walking around my new condo tomorrow. This is all I'm going to be wearing. We got another T-shirt. Another towel for the Bear.
Hey.
What else we got? Oh, we got hats, baby.
Oh, hold on.
Throw it on.
Put it on. There you go.
What's going on right now?
I gelled my hair. I can't. But
so it's a white guy hat with that weird thing. Looks like a belt on the back.
Yeah, you're going to look like chocolate ice instead of vanilla ice.
There we go.
And then we got free passes, everybody. So hit us up. If you send us a nice message, you give us a nice review, we'll give you some free passes to the Silver Ball Museum. How you doing?
Incredibly comfortable, actually. I like it.
I love it.
Thank you.
It looks nice.
Thank you again, Dana. This is beautiful.
Thank you, Dana.
God bless
I was just
you,
kidding about the envelope.
He really was, and I'm going to hear a lot of shit after this show.
She'll put your name on it next time. Don't worry.
I'll write your name on it, Brian with the Y. So, you look good. You look good with that hat on. I like it.
It's comfortable. It's
I like
breathable.
it. I wanted to say there's a couple things I want to round off for the week. There's been a lot of things going on. I've been very busy, but guys, really important. Lucky Charms flavored beer launches this weekend. It's called Saturday Morning to remind you of the Saturday morning cartoons, eating your Lucky Charms as a kid. So it's
a real thing.
It's a real thing. The company's called Smart Mouth Beer. Check them out, and they're the beer is brewed in marshmallows.
So
how fucking awesome is that?
what's the distribution like? Is it going to be? Is it usually it's in the north? We can get some of that down here.
We're getting it down here. I'm working it out. I got a deal that I'm working on right now. I don't want to say anything, but I'm going to say it. I'm trying to get Smart Mouth Beer live on the show at Cross Country Studios to talk about Lucky Charms beer.
So what type of beer is it again? Lucky Charm beer?
Like Lucky Charms cereal, but beer.
Wow. Interesting.
Yeah.
Wow.
I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Hey, I like Lucky Charms.
Fuck yeah, man. I used to have that shit.
I like beer.
I mean,
Boom. There you go.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And we're booked through the month of April with guests. Guys, I mean, we're so blessed. We're so thankful. Yeah, shout out to G Fuel. Then I got nothing to say about them, but Brian loves them. Anyway, we are booked through April for guests. We have people that have been reaching out to us crazy. They want to be on the show. We are so thankful. Thank you guys, and thank you for all the people that have been listening and tuning in and want to be a part of the guy thing. I think it's cool.
I know we had to kick someone for the night because every time we come in here, Frank's like, "When am I going to be on again?" He's always bothering us, so we had to make way for Frank.
I had to have you guys.
And speaking of which,
Had to.
Frankie Christiano back, returning to the show. He's going to school us on the recent trends in the mortgage industry. So
I am? You didn't tell me that.
yeah, I'm waiting.
Look at that. It's off the cuff.
There you go.
Off
No
the
pressure,
cuff, man.
So yeah, everything is good. Rates are a little, they're moving, they're down. Activity's up. Everything is going well. People are buying. Brian's buying. That's right. Brian's buying. It's a great time to buy.
And Dana from Silver Ball is buying.
You're right. Dana from Silver Ball is buying. Yes.
Uh-huh.
We met her today. Very nice. She's actually buying in Delray, right around where Silver Ball is. So that'll be great. She's a she's a well-qualified buyer, a great person. So, want to thank you guys for having me on.
Of course.
Absolutely.
We love having you here. We love the energy. It's great.
Yeah, it's great coming in here, and it's just everyone I talk about it, and they see the pictures. Like, we're the studio. Like, I had some guys come to me, some friends of mine, who are actually going to be in contact with you, Joe.
Okay.
Because they want to know about reaching out to people. They're running a marketing company, and they want to start a podcast as well. I said, well, listen, I can tell you what apps to use and shit like that, but when it comes to everything else, you have to call Joe. Like, I literally just show up.
Listen, he gets the check.
Exactly, and that's why he gets it, and I completely understand.
That's why they pay him the big bucks.
Just,
he gives me my 3%, and then we're good.
That's perfect. That's fine.
He's always paid.
That's all I need.
Look,
that's all that matters.
As long as everybody's happy, that's all that matters.
That's all that matters. That's it.
But no, they came to me, and it was the weirdest thing. Someone asking me, like, oh, you have this many viewers, and how did you do it? And I'm like, we got lucky. I was like, honestly, you have to start. If you don't start, you'll never do it.
Right.
I mean, we started this at Joe's, the bar at his house, just sitting there around one microphone, cuddling up, and look where we are now.
Yeah.
So they see the pictures and here, like, oh, where's your studio?
Yeah.
How can we get in there? I'm like, well, it's kind of exclusive. Okay?
It's exclusive.
Bring them
This is
in.
an exclusive
They're
studio.
more than welcome to come in. They can come in and check it out.
There you go. We'll be happy to make that connection. Actually, it's funny you say that. I was listening to another podcast. I'm big, we do the podcast, but I mean, I know you are. I'm very big on listening to other podcasts. I was listening to Hot Boxing with Mike Tyson. It's a great podcast. They have really good guests on the show. They're short episodes, like 30 minutes.
Mike Tyson has a podcast?
Yeah.
Yes. Wow.
Yeah.
Hot Boxing. He's opened up the weed ranch.
Tyson Weed Ranch or whatever it's
In
called.
2020?
Really cool.
It's amazing. It's amazing. He's still around.
And that's why it's called Hot Boxing. Like you're hot boxing something.
Boxing, smoking, but he's boxing. It's a great show. He had one with Pete Rosenberg. It was called Bite the Mic, which was pretty cool. But I guess it didn't work out with Pete Rosenberg. So he's with, sorry, forgive me. I know they listen to the show. He's an ex-NFLer. Mike Tyson actually listens to our show.
Really?
Yeah, which is pretty cool. No, I don't know. But maybe he does. But anyway, he had
give me a team. Give me a position.
He had Terry Crews on the show.
Okay.
If you guys haven't heard it, it's a 2-part episode. Phenomenal episode. Terry Crews is a really cool, motivational guy. He's been through a lot of shit. But what he was saying was, which was very true in life, you could say all you want about what you want to do, but until you start actually actively doing something about it, that's when you're going to see results.
Of course.
So that's how this podcast came about. I mean, we talked about it, but we've been doing it. We've been doing it for the last 6 months. We've been doing it. We've been blowing up. We have thousands of listens, thousands of listeners, viewers. follows, likes. I mean, everything that you can imagine on social media, we have. And we have all these people that want to be a part of the show. So we're very thankful for that. But enough about us. Frank, what's going on? What do you got for us? Any success stories going on? Or anything that maybe are people that are interested in buying a home, just quick tips that they need to know?
I mean, the biggest thing we're seeing is the lack of knowledge in today's market. You know, most buyers, believe it or not, Joe, have no idea they could even qualify to buy a home. You know, you're renting, you're paying whatever it is, $1,600, $1,700, $1,800 a month. You have no idea that this is even possible. Right. And the biggest misconception is, you know, if I want to own that home, it's $300,000. I need $60,000. I need 800 credit. And that couldn't be further from the truth. You know, we have programs now where you can finance 100%, 97%, 620 credit scores. So there's a lot of different programs out there for people who may not be as qualified as somebody with an 800 credit score and 20% down. Mm-hmm. So the biggest misconception out there today is that, you know, I need to have stellar credit. I need to have a lot of money for a down payment. That house is going to cost me too much money. It's easier for me just to renew my lease, you know, continue renting. You know, I don't even want to deal with it because it's not something I can do right now. And that's the message we're trying to get out there to buyers.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. I mean, I bought a home.
My wife's watching, and she's
hey guys, commenting. Hey, what's up, Jessica? How you doing? I hope you're not still mad at me. I didn't send any more private messages to you.
Who could be mad at you?
Quite a bit of people, apparently. My dad just texted me. My dad's watching.
She wasn't mad. She was just things like that frustrate her, and you know,
Jessica. I love Jessica. I know it's all love. It's fine. So thank you, Frank. I mean, I know our listeners really. It's important. Look, you're buying a home, or look. I mean, what are you going to do? You're going to rent your whole life, but you got money in the bank. I mean, build that legacy for your family.
Listen, that's how I felt until what was it, episode 6 when Frank was on. I was like, well, let me call Frank and see what we can do.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing. Most people have no idea what they can even do.
And we, 8 months ago when we had that conversation or whenever it was, we weren't buyers yet, but Frank was like, listen, I wouldn't bullshit you. You will be a buyer very soon. This is what you got to do. We went and did what we got to do, and now we're going to get it done.
Done. It's that easy, right?
And I definitely don't have $80,000 in the bank, so I got something to put it down. But
I mean, we'll put together an action plan. If it's not something that can happen today, we'll put together a plan and say, look, maybe it's 3 months or 6 months, or maybe it's a year out. But at least, at the very least, it's not going to cost you anything to even see where you're at. And at that point, at least you know where you stand, and you can kind of plan from there.
Absolutely. And for our listeners, how can they get in touch with you?
Sure. You can reach me directly, 561-504-1278. Best way to reach me by phone or text. That's my direct number. Again, 561-504-1278.
Great. And for our listeners that are tuning in live, feel free to call during the show.
Absolutely.
That's fine. We'll have that conversation.
Shoot me a text.
Absolutely. So thank you for that.
Thank you.
And also tonight we're going to be discussing the Robert Kraft prostitution solicitation scandal, among other trending topics in social media. A lot of shit going on this week, fellas and ladies.
Lots.
So may as well get right to it. Bear, unless you have anything else you want to add before we get to this week in social media.
No, I'm ready.
Are you?
So much.
I know the Bear's ready to fire away.
Let's
hear it.
I gave you 3 things I want to talk about.
Oh, yeah.
We'll bring them up as you.
I wanted you to fester a little bit while we're talking.
One of them is gonna really.
He's gonna explode.
2 of them just annoy the shit out of me, but one I really have a lot to say.
He's ready to
really
explode.
pisses me.
I know. I'm excited.
And he's halfway through that drink, which means he's getting even more
not good,
energy.
He's what's the flavor, by the way?
All right, so I mixed watermelon. Don't be racist. And pineapple peach. So it's really good.
Wow.
Here we go again. Here we go. Well, I would have been racist if you said it was mixed with fried chicken and watermelon.
What do you think the crumbs are in the bottom?
All right, here we go. Robert Kraft charged with soliciting prostitution. So if you've been living under a rock, right here in Florida, the New England Patriots, the guys who won the Super Bowl this year, owner of that team was caught with his pants down at Orchids of Asia Day Spa in Jupiter, Florida last month.
Is that what it's called?
Orchid Asia Day Spa in Jupiter, Florida, which is about 40 miles north of where we are right now. These are very hard times for Kraft, and these charges are a mouthful. I got to say, they're a mouthful. He's being charged on 2 counts of soliciting another to commit prostitution. There we have it. That's what's going on with the New England Patriots owner. What do you think about that?
I have a very important question.
Yeah.
Were you scared when they kicked the door down?
You
I know you were in one of those.
You ran out the back door.
I scattered like a cockroach, my friend.
No, hey, listen. It sucks they got caught. I mean, once it gets the rocks off, I have plenty of friends, that go to places like that. I've never been just because I'm married. I have it at home. I'm not going to spend money or risk going to jail.
Right.
And I love my wife. I should probably have led with that one, but
That would have been good.
that would have been good. And she's watching. That's fucking terrible.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, hey, listen, let him have fun. And it's such a big deal. He's a billionaire. Like, why are you getting caught?
Here's what I don't get.
And why are you in Florida?
My thing is, why would you go there? Just, you're on a plane, you're flying in, you make 1 or 2 phone calls, and they probably set it up or whatever they do. You have enough money to where they can come to you.
Exactly.
And that's it.
That's what my father said. I had this conversation with my dad. Shout out to Dad. I know he's watching. He said the same thing. You're rich. Go to your hotel. You have them come to the hotel. You call it a day. Nobody knows anything.
Well, if you like the Asians, go to the Asian country, buy a wife.
And it's not even like
Come on.
the most interesting part to me.
I'm with you on that one,
It's
bro.
not even like it's an owner that we've never seen. Like it's the owner of the
Browns.
Browns.
Nobody cares then.
You know what Mark Cuban looks like. You know what Robert Kraft looks like. You know what Steinbrenner, if he was still alive. You know what he looks like.
He looks like a tanned version of Slimer from Ghostbusters.
He does.
Slimer wasn't green, had a tan.
It's like 400 years old. You leave him alone.
Listen, I'm not a
The fact that
Patriot.
they
I don't
can
root for
still
the
get it up
Patriots,
is
but
amazing.
I don't understand
They probably got pills for that.
Oh, they do, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
I'll be right back.
He's got to close the door. We got some visitors here. So I don't know, bro. What do you think the NFL should do about this poor guy? This poor schlep. I mean, the guy went in. He went to get a massage. He really went to get tuggy.
Here's the thing. It's not the first time with an owner. It's been happening in the NBA, the NFL. They've caught owners saying things. They've caught,
The racist one from the
one guy from the owner of Colts. He was they got him a couple of years ago on, I think, drunk driving or whatever. He was hooked on pain medicine or whatever. So I mean, I don't know. What do you do with them?
I don't know. Look at Bill Clinton. I mean, But
what did they have to do?
He was playing cigar games with Monica Lewinsky as president of the United States.
That's a little different, though. That's someone like people have to look up to. No one knows who kids who watch football don't know who the fuck Robert Kraft is.
They've got to do something with it.
Why?
It's the NFL.
What does the NFL do? What do you do about it? Is it a slap on the wrist?
If you find him, let's say
you can't relanquish his ownership. Obviously,
you can't do that. You can't take draft.
Not for a misdemeanor.
No, they can't. The NFL, I think, is more concerned with the almighty dollar, the money. Obviously, this is bad publicity. It's not family friendly. Especially when the Super Bowl comes, everything's family friendly. Super Bowl commercials, halftime show, right?
Yep.
Ever since the slip of the nip with Janet Jackson, they don't want to go down that road anymore. So the following year they had the Who, they made everything very family friendly. So they're gonna have to do something with Robert Kraft. I don't know exactly what they're gonna do, what they have planned for this guy. I think they're gonna see how this whole thing plays out in court and go from there.
It's funny you brought up Janet Jackson. You hear how pissed? There's like a big group of people who are all mad because Adam Levine took his shirt off. And he didn't get in trouble, but Janet Jackson did.
The guys take their shirts off. It's, like you go to the beach. Everybody's got their shirt off. Women, it's different. I don't know why people are upset about that.
I don't know why it really needs to be different.
It's not different. It's not different.
I
think we're at a place in society where people are trying to like step over that line. There's no need to do it. I ignore stuff like that. When people start getting offended because a man took his shirt off and a woman didn't, leave me alone. I don't want to hear it.
People are easily offended these days. That's the problem.
And you know what? I'm easily offended when people talk stupid. And that's stupid, though.
Yes.
So I'm offended. So am I in the same circle as them because they're offended too?
I agree with you.
Right. Exactly. It's garbage.
But getting back to Robert Kraft, what is a penalty for something like that? What do they do?
A fine.
Fine him?
Yeah.
Do you think he really cares?
I think that first he's got to go through within the legal limits, right? He's got to go. What does the legal system do with him first? And I think the NFL goes from there. You're not the legal system. You're the NFL. You're gonna have to wait and see how this plays out in court.
What I thought was crazy was he was doing it like hours before the championship game.
That was pretty cool. Good for him. I mean, the guy wakes up. He goes, all right, I'm gonna go get a spritz. I'm gonna go get a little rub and tug, and then I'll get on the plane at like 1:00.
Yeah.
Fly into Kansas, watch my team win, and we'll call it a day. I mean, the guy's got the life. He's got the life.
So if they fine him $1 million,
all right, But now here's the real question.
Is it
I want to know.
stuff? It's like
I
us
wanna
dropping
know
a
what you guys
$5
think.
bill on the ground. It's not a.
The guy, billionaire, right, rolled up in a 2015 Bentley, chauffeured, by the way, to the place, and then, he left in the same way he came in. But, the guy's got a ton of money. He's I wouldn't say a celebrity, but he's up there. People know who he is. What happens to a regular guy that does this, that gets busted in a sting operation at a rub and tug joint? I mean,
we're sex offenders at that point.
You know what I'm trying to say? He's going to get off on a fine and probably some sort of community service. And that is going to be the end of it, right? Mm-hmm. And some donations to charities for sexually abused women. I think that's the route that's going to happen. But if it happened to a regular guy, the same exact thing, it'd be totally different. Jail time.
If it happened to you, they'd cancel the podcast.
The podcast is done. And I do the podcast from prison.
That would be cool.
Yeah, I would. Inside the bars, I'd call it.
I'm not coming with you.
Why not?
No, I need you there.
Nope. I stay out of prison. I don't look at them. I drive fast when I have to go by them.
So I think at the end of the day, I don't know what they can do. I don't really think he even cares. He probably shouldn't.
It'll be a fine. He'll be okay. Here's your money.
And that'll be the end of it.
It'll fizzle out like everything else.
And you know what he'll do right after he pays him?
Go back?
Do another one.
Yeah, exactly. Probably. He'll get one as he's paying the fine.
Yes.
He'll pay the fine with Bitcoin. So just be rubbing them off.
Speaking of rubbing off and hand jobs, I guess we'll just get right into it. Ohio nail salon owner fights to keep store name hand jobs. This is real, folks. This is real. Owner Dana Moon is fighting to keep the store name. She stated, and this is a quote, if you go in and get your nose done, it's called a nose job, right? Well, you come in and get your hands done, it's a hand job. I love her sense of humor. I got to be honest.
She's not wrong.
It's a great name.
I think she's got a great sense of humor, this lady. So
I don't blame her.
She said that she named the salon Hand Jobs because it was catchy and people wouldn't forget it. Agreed. I think it's fine.
I never forgot hand jobs.
I think it's fine. So the community of Perkins Township in wherever this place is, I apologize. I don't know if Ohio. Thank you. They're going to war. They're fighting to have the sign removed, but Moon is ready to throw hands.
That's because she lives in a township. It's like 4 people in a township.
So how long has the salon been open for?
I'm not sure how exactly long. I know it's been up for a few years. There was apparently she was struggling for a little bit, and she renamed this place Hand Jobs. To get
it's a wonderful name. It gets right to the point.
I mean, think about it. If you open a dentist office and you get your teeth done, it's a tooth job, a mouth job, right? Is that bad? It's it's a hand with the word job after it. What's wrong with it?
I think it's fine.
I think it's fine.
And here's the other problem too. From a mortgage perspective, if you own a company, Hand Jobs, LLC, you're in business 4 or 5 years. Now you got to switch names. Now we have a new business. We may have to link the two, businesses together. Now it's a whole new business. I mean,
there you go.
Marketing, branding, advertising. I mean, you're putting this whole woman's life in a whirlwind over a name. I mean, come on.
So Ms. Moon, if you do need to do all that, please call Frank.
Of course.
Exactly.
Our corporate office is up there, I believe. It's in Cleveland.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
So maybe you go up there on the company dime.
And I stop at Hand Jobs.
You stop at Hand Jobs.
You get a nice manicure, then you meet up with Kraft.
He's probably already there.
Yeah. Well, he probably went there and got pissed off that it was false advertising.
Place.
Do you imagine Robert Kraft suing Hand Jobs for false advertising?
That would be amazing. That would make all this just full circle.
I love it.
Yes.
I look. I'm gonna say it. I give the woman a lot of credit. Dana Moon. I'm not sure if she's a listener, but I'm sure she's gonna catch wind of this. Dana, thank you so much for being creative, having a great sense of humor.
Another awesome Dana.
But this is not a Dana with a Y. This is just a Dana.
Oh, so it's like bald Dana.
Like a bald Dana. Mm. But I did a little research, guys, just so you know. They're fighting to have Hand Jobs remove this as the name of this company, or at least the sign. But I did some research. There's some companies out there across the country and other parts of the world that have interesting names.
Foot penis?
Anal Tech in Newark, Delaware. Anal Tech.
What do they do?
They're a technology company. I guess they come in from the back door. That's the only thing I could think of. Then there's Ass Compact in Germany. Ass Compact.
That's a real name?
That's a real name. I've researched these companies. There's
Those
also
Germans are savages, though. So
they are.
can say
They don't
whatever
get
they
easily
want. I mean, I'm half
offended like
German.
we do here.
Very
in the
creative
United
names.
States.
What else?
How
you
about
got?
the Hooker Furniture in Martinsville, Virginia? Hooker Furniture.
Okay.
Hooker Furniture. So
Cheap
what do
and
you
dirty.
do? You buy the furniture and then have sex on it?
I like it.
No, it's
I like
cheap and
it.
dirty.
I like that. And then, come on, guys, Siemens.
Siemens.
We all
Are they,
remember Siemens.
are they still around?
I don't know if they're still around, but enough said.
Wow.
Siemens. I mean, hand jobs.
It's not that
Siemens.
bad. I mean,
Hey, listen.
It's pretty bad.
You've lived in Coral Springs. There's a sporting goods store, big sporting goods store out there.
Dick's.
It's called Dick's.
Thank you.
Hold on. In Coral Springs, it's right next to the big box store, BJ's.
come on.
Yes, that's
so
right.
true.
And there's a
That's
sign that
great.
says Dick's and BJ's.
Yes, it is.
It's great.
It's amazing.
Where's the outrage, ladies and gentlemen?
You know,
Where is the
we
outrage?
should create the outrage.
You know
That's
what?
fun.
You know what it is? It's people that have,
Let's start a petition just
Yeah.
for fun, just to see where it
Because
goes.
I mean, everyone hates BJ's and Dick's, right? So
it's just people who have nothing to do.
Not men. They like BJ's. Yeah.
and women like Dick's. That's why no one's complaining.
Done.
Most
They're
women.
complaining about hand jobs, though.
Exactly.
Wait a minute.
Because they don't like
Hold
to
on
give
a
them,
second.
and we don't.
I just realized
'Cause
something.
they don't like to give them, and we don't like to get them.
I just
Let's be
realized
honest.
something. Men hate going grocery shopping. Women love it. Men have to go. With a name like BJ's, it's inviting to men.
Yes. Yep.
And then they get
Women
them, like,
don't want to go sporting goods store shopping. Men do. But if they go with their man, Dick's.
Yep. It makes sense.
does
It
make
makes
sense.
sense. It makes sense.
Look at us making sense. 2019.
Something that doesn't make sense. Man accused of dipping testicles in customer salsa.
I saw this too. That's crazy.
I didn't
Real.
see this.
It's real. It's fucking real. You didn't see it?
I didn't.
It's real. Yeah.
There's a guy, for anybody that's been living under a rock for the past 24 hours, Howard Matthew Webb, 31 of Maryville, Tennessee, added nuts to a customer salsa due to an 89-cent tip. His nuts.
So how did this happen though? Is he was the server?
No, he works for a company like Delivery Dudes. I know the owner of Delivery Dudes is a listener of the show. It's not Delivery Dudes. It's called Dinner Delivered. It's like a knockoff version of Delivery Dudes.
It's like McDowell's.
It's like McDowell's.
The Big Mac and the Big Mac.
So, he was doing a delivery. I guess the person prepaid 89-cent tip, probably to round out whatever the bill was. So they had a 30-minute drive to get there. So 80 minutes, 89 cents for a 30-minute delivery. So he decided he was going to dip his balls in the person's salsa. It was recorded by the driver. He was the passenger. So I guess it's a two-person job, apparently. You got to deliver food. It takes two. So he's dipping his testicles in the woman's salsa on video. It gets posted on social media
That's
that he's doing
amazing.
it. And he's saying, all this stuff.
What's
I hope you like it, blah, 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 for an 89-cent tip. So anyway.
So in reality, the tip wasn't 89 cents. It was 45 cents. If the two people in the car,
Yeah.
you're getting 45 cents.
Yeah. Yep.
Do you blame him?
I think
It's a little extreme.
I don't.
That's a little much.
Am I going to say I blame him? Not really. I mean,
he was upset.
I mean, stick a finger in it.
But-
They're nuts.
guy. I mean, I know you're in jail right now. You're definitely not listening. You're definitely something else is happening to you.
Joel will see you soon when he gets to jail. So it's fine.
You're black. You'll go first. So
It's very true. To drive home slowly.
drive slow. Well,
If he's
honestly,
white, I wouldn't be in the same place.
that's true.
And I'd probably get shot 624 times. So
All right, hold on. Let's calm down.
I don't blame him. Though.
Let's stick to the guy. You're an idiot for videotaping it and put it on social media. You know the world we live in today.
yeah, but he didn't videotape it.
It doesn't
The other
matter,
guy.
but
I'd be
still,
mad at the other guy.
I'm sure he was cool with it. He was fucking having a good time dunking his balls in some salsa. So, I mean, come on. Don't put this
I
day and
wouldn't have gone
age.
to that
Don't
extreme.
go to
You
the
don't
technology
go to
level.
that extreme. I
If you
think.
don't want to get busted for something you're doing, leave technology out of it.
Yes.
Period. You're going to get caught
Yes.
when you edit technology to it. So basically, he got arrested on Friday of last
What
week.
was the charge?
The charge was, and I actually did, he's been charged with adulteration of food.
Never heard of it.
Adulteration of food is
I like
the charge.
it. Never heard of it, but
Yep.
I like it.
And he's on a $45,000 bond, so he's going to be hanging tight for a while.
Wow.
Yeah, so the only...
Hanging low.
Listen,
He's in jail now. Someone's be dunking their balls in him now.
you know what I probably would have done? Maybe eat some fries. You pick some of the food out. I don't know, something like that.
Hear me out, though. I mean, we got to talk about this because everybody orders food on a daily basis. Everyone, right?
I just did today.
You
I
did
bought
today.
$25 worth of Taco Bell.
We fucking... God bless you.
I don't feel good. We got to hurry up.
You did not go to the bathroom yet?
Oh, I have once, but that's going to be a lot more.
Wow.
That's rough.
Sorry, babe.
$25.
Well, I got $12 off, so I was like, well, fuck, I got to,
So wait, you spent $37?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
He got $12 off on
I was
a
gonna say you could have
$25
bought the
order.
whole. You could have bought the whole
What's
store.
And you ate, that was all for you?
Oh, yeah.
Holy
I'll fuck up
shit.
some Taco Bell.
So Taco Bell's got keto diet too?
No, I stopped that a long time ago. You see how fat I am now? Crazy.
What'd you get at Taco Bell?
Nacho fries, Bel Grande. So it comes with meat and cheese and all that
I
stuff.
already got to go to the bathroom. Go ahead.
2 shredded mini chicken quesadillas. 3 different burritos.
I didn't even know they shred the chicken now.
They do. They shred it.
I'm excited.
You couldn't pay me $1,000 to eat all that food. That's
No.
intense.
That's called a blowout.
That's
That's what that's
more.
called.
And everything was covered in fire sauce.
I would be in the
All
hospital.
right, I like the fire sauce.
Oh, yeah. It's delicious.
I used to go when me and my buddies back in the day.
Justin said, don't dip your balls in the fire sauce.
Thank you, Justin. I appreciate that. Definitely don't dip your balls in the fire sauce. That's what do they call those? If you dip your balls in fire sauce,
I have no idea.
there's got to be a name for that.
Fireball. It's a
Fireball. Boom.
Well,
Thank
there
you.
There you go.
I love you. Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
So what's it called again?
So basically,
The charge?
the lesson adulteration of food.
Adulteration.
So
of food. Wow.
I think the lesson learned here is if you're gonna do dipping your balls or testicles, whatever you want to call them, inside someone's food, don't put it on social media. You're gonna get caught no matter what. Don't even put it in somebody's phone. You're gonna get caught. And I think 2, tip well.
Tip well and
Tip well. 89 cents. You
That's-
deserve a little nutsack juice in your fucking
What he
salsa.
should have done, I mean, for the sake of karma, is put his tip in there. That would have made way more sense.
Just the
Why'd you
tip.
put your tip in? Because you didn't give me a tip. This guy's not a genius.
That would have made sense.
Right? Then everyone would be like, you know what? This is my fucking guy.
I'm with you though. Tip well.
Always
with,
tip well.
Especially
Let
with
it
food.
tip well, people.
Especially with food.
Come on, you don't understand. If you don't tip well, you don't know what people are doing to your food.
It's very true.
This instance got recorded on social media. What about the instances that don't get recorded?
Have you ever seen the movie Waiting?
The bat
The Ryan
and the
Reynolds.
goat brains?
Yeah.
I've seen it.
Terrible.
If you haven't seen Waiting, check it out. It's a great movie.
Listen, when I was younger, I had a job. I was a bag boy at Publix. No, Winn-Dixie. And a guy, I was maybe like 13, 14. I'm bringing the food out, bringing the groceries out. So the wife says, "Are you going to?" I put everything in the trunk. Now, mind you, it's 90 some degrees. It was hot, middle of summer. So the wife says to him, "Are you going to give him a tip?" Says to his her husband, "Are you going to tip him?" I was like maybe 12 or 13. Like $2 would have been like at that time,
They allow you that young?
I was like 12 or 13.
Wow.
No joke. So he looks at me. He goes, "I got a tip." He's like, "Don't bet horses." So I'll never forget. He had a thing of eggs right there. So he shuts the door. His wife shuts the door, and the trunk was still open. So I take the soda right on top, crack the eggs. So again, moral of the story: you got to tip well.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
absolutely. I had a guy that insulted me. I was working at a golf course, Southwinds Golf Course in West Boca Raton.
Okay.
I was there. I was about 18, 19, 20 years old, whatever it was. And I'll never forget it. This guy used to come in. He was like, I don't know if he was a wise guy or whatever, but he used to come in. He used to talk a big game, and he used to say he used to have this internet gambling company in the Bahamas, and he was back and forth or whatever. And he was always like a cool dude. But one day, I don't know what it was. I don't know if he was just trying to be funny. But he goes to me, "Hey, Stunad, I'll be right back. I'm going to go get my car. Make sure you load my bag in the car." Call me a Stunad. So for people that don't know what Stunad is,
Thank
in
you. I
Italian,
was waiting.
in Italian
It
means
doesn't mean, hey, nice.
you're an
nice
idiot.
kid.
You're
Oh,
basically like stupid. You're an idiot in Italian. Stunad.
That wasn't very nice.
It wasn't
by the way.
nice, but he go, "Hey, Stunad, come here." Like I didn't know. Now I have spoken to this guy, and I mean, there's no way he did not know I was Italian. But anyway, no problem. Go ahead. So while he's going to get his car, I grabbed the hose and I filled his entire golf bag up with water to the top where it was overflowing with water. So when he pulled up, I took that whole bag full of water. I dumped it right in his fucking trunk. And I was like, hey, thanks a lot, buddy. Have a nice day. I never seen him since after that.
That's what happens. You have to.
You got to be respectful to people, especially people that are in a serving you or doing a service for you. You got to be
Someone's
respectful.
crazy enough to dip their testicles in someone's salsa. That right there just says it all.
He's an animal. I posted a picture on our social media.
He's
He's
scary.
very deranged.
Yeah,
looking.
he looks nuts.
He's like a cousin of Jared.
Wow. Jared's listening, and actually Jared's at trivia night.
Deranged would be the right word, I think, to describe him. Deranged.
Yeah. I mean, you talk about it, you joke about it, to actually do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got problems.
Then you got to go home. You got to like clean yourself off. I mean, you got
That's
salsa.
gonna be a shitty car ride. You got a half-an-hour car ride back to work.
Your wife's like, "What happened to you?" And then again,
I don't
someone like
think
that.
this
This
guy-
guy, yeah.
Why is the dog
He
paying
don't
so
have
much
a wife.
attention to
Yeah.
you?
I saw what this guy looked like. He don't have a wife.
No.
If he does have a wife, it's probably
She's covered in salsa.
it's a Muppet. It's not even real.
Yeah. So
Speaking of not real, man arrested for putting fake arrow decals on the floor in IKEA creating a maze or a labyrinth. It's fake news, but it was all over social media. This guy, the article says an unknown man in an unknown city in Atlanta was apparently arrested. People are walking in IKEA for hours trying to leave. Cops showed up after multiple calls that they were trapped. Apparently, employees, when the cops got there, were playing Candy Crush on their phone. They didn't understand why there was nobody in the store, and all the apparent customers that were in the store were in some sort of other room, can't figure out why they're stuck in this one area of the store and they can't get out. When cops arrived, people were basically taking a shit in the toilet bowls that were on display. People were disorientated. They didn't even know their own name by the time the cops got there. I mean, it was such total bullshit. It was all over social media, and it's fake news. I just wanted to point that out.
Well, thank you. I've never been to IKEA.
what's the charge on that? I mean, I've never heard of something like
It's
that.
fucking. I don't. The people that should get charged if they do are the idiots that decided
follow
to
the
put
arrows.
this article. No, it wasn't even real. It never happened.
Oh, it never happened.
It's fake. It's fake news. But it's somehow mustered its way into social media, and people are liking it and commenting on it. It's got millions of fucking people that are looking at this fake thing that never happened. It's just amazing.
Do you ever wonder how much news really is fake? Because I sometimes wonder that too.
Even the shit that happens is fake. A lot of it, and it's all bullshit.
A lot of it's nonsense. We don't watch news in my house. It's one thing we don't do anymore.
I tell
It's not
everybody,
even allowed.
I read news, and I decide.
It's not even allowed anymore.
everyone laughs at me. I get all my news from Joe Rogan.
It's funny. I started listening to him. I like his show.
It's
It's a great
great.
show. I told you, yet on
Big
Dr.
listener of our
Phil.
show.
It is
Is
so
he
many
really?
He
different
has
ones.
emailed me. He sent me messages on Instagram. He's a big listener
His show
of our
is.
show.
I love his show.
I'm just kidding. I don't think
No.
he is, but you never know.
I wish it was.
He's great though.
My hero. No, he's great. And he has people on like Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Yeah.
And then he has comedians on. He has like everybody. He had Mike Tyson on.
It's an array
a
of
couple
different
weeks ago.
people he
Yeah,
has
that
on
was
there.
that was a really good one. Mike Tyson.
He's an interesting
absolutely.
man, Mike
It
Tyson.
was crazy.
He's had a lot of problems growing up.
You want to talk about a fall from glory?
Well, what?
Actually, yes, a fall from
He's done
glory.
way back.
But let me tell you something. He's been doing some really good things. He definitely mellowed out in his latter years of life.
Yeah, and he talks
He's
all
doing-
about it on that episode. And he
Yeah.
talks about how Angelo, the guy who took him in and coached him, Customato, I'm sorry,
Yep.
taught him how to be this animal, but he never taught him how not to be.
Yep.
And nobody taught him how not to be. So
The
when he
story
was
is
out
really
there
interesting.
biting people and raping women allegedly and doing all the crazy shit he was doing, all the coke and all the tigers, and no one taught him not to be that.
Yeah, he
Was
had
he
a
the
rough
greatest
upbringing.
boxer you ever watched?
Well, if you listen, I want you to listen to Joe Rogan when he interviewed Teddy Atlas.
That was
Okay.
a good one too.
Let me tell you something. That was probably one of the most inspiring podcasts I've ever listened to.
Okay.
Teddy Atlas is For a street guy, extremely intelligent. In the way he describes things and explains things in his street mentality, he's got wisdom beyond wisdom, this guy. And Joe Rogan asked him, was Mike Tyson a great fighter? And he said no. And Joe Rogan said, how could you say no to Mike Tyson? He goes, because I'm going to tell you why Mike Tyson was a great fighter. A great fighter is a guy that gets knocked down, gets his senses back, gets up, and continues the fight. He may even win the fight. Even if he loses the fight, the fact that he knows he is beaten and everything that he could do to fight back, to try to win that fight is still not working, but he continues the fight back, that's a great fighter. But Mike Tyson never proved that, because every time Mike Tyson ran into trouble in a fight, got knocked down, he never fought back the way a real true fighter can fight back. He was defeated when he knew the other guy was better than him that night.
Yes.
That's why Mike Tyson was never a great fighter. Was he a great knockout guy? Absolutely. When he controlled the fight, there was nobody better. But to call him the greatest fighter of all time, absolutely not.
Did he say who the greatest fighter was?
I know he name dropped Ali.
Well, Ali said it himself. I forget who he fought, and it was in the movie Ali. He said he might fight great, but I'm a great fighter.
Will Smith played Ali.
Yeah, I know that.
Well, who said that?
The consensus is
Ali said it, but I forget who he said it to or about.
I have to think about that one. But and that was just one little nugget of wisdom that Teddy Atlas dropped in there. I was like, wow, that kind of makes sense. It's over a 2-hour episode, but if you listen to it as you go throughout the week, this guy talks, some real life stuff.
Yeah,
he was a very, very intelligent man. Excellent episode. Just check it out. So talking about Mike. Shout out to Mike. Mike's a big listener to the show. For sure. I know that for a fact. I checked the analytics.
Just IP's in there. It says Mike Tyson for IP address.
Yeah. So,
but if you want to talk about, I just listened to, it's 4 hours and almost 45 minutes long. Joe Rogan had this gentleman named Alex Jones on. Just Google him when you have time. He's a huge conspiracy theorist. He's the star of InfoWars. It's everything. He believes in animal-human hybrids and Nazis being in touch with aliens and government speaking aliens while doing DMT. It's crazy. Like, your head will hurt, but you'll be like,
he looks crazy. He looks nuts.
Oh yeah, he looks nuts.
He looks a little like hold on, from that picture you show me.
Wait for it.
I have something in my head that I want.
He looks like Bully Ray.
A little bit.
Who's Bully Ray?
He's a wrestler.
Bushwhackers?
The Dudley Boys.
I was thinking like the Bushwhackers.
Yeah, looks like one of them too.
Yeah.
He looks
like a maniac.
Oh yeah, he is a maniac. That's him yelling on the show, and he's screaming at the top of his lungs.
What is he yelling about?
Just all this stuff. Well, he's what he's yelling about. I think there is about he talks about this governor and how the government is keeping children alive who are supposed to be aborted for a couple weeks so they can use their organs.
Wow.
And some
That's a
governor
whole different rabbit hole. We don't want to.
Yeah, it's crazy. Go if you have the time, or even split it up. And you want to think about rabbit holes? Go listen to that one.
My dad just sent me a text message.
Why didn't you talking in the chat?
He said,
Alex, get in the chat.
He says, if Mike Tyson should happen to go on your podcast, let Brian get at least 3 or 4 pairs of earmuffs in case he bites your ears.
I have great ears, actually.
You have nice ears. Let me see. Very symmetrical.
They are, yeah. Very good.
Yeah. And the hat looks great.
It does.
You actually don't.
I gave the hat
in the hat
when I pulled it out too, but it's so comfortable.
You said it was a white boy hat.
It is. It's got that weird little.
Yeah, but you look good in it.
It's a painter hat.
So a golfer hat. You can play golf with that thing.
Exactly.
Yeah. I like it. So I think since we're talking about conspiracy theories, I'm going to jump around a little bit. People that think space is fake.
Holy shit.
Here we go.
I just want
the band moment.
I know. I haven't. Okay. To be honest, I haven't looked into it. But I heard about it, and it's actually that podcast with Alex Jones. There's not a lot of people think, and we had this conversation before, that we didn't either didn't go to space or haven't been back.
Okay.
Ever. I can understand that. That kind of makes sense to me. There's a lot of people think the moon landing is fake. There can be some. I don't. But
What's fake?
We never been to space. I don't think we've actually ever physically, a human being has ever been to space before. I think it's bullshit. Yeah, there's a lot of conspiracy.
So the
about it.
videos and
And I'll tell you why in a moment. But
the videos are kind of bullshit, and the photos are kind of bullshit because what they say, and this is what I believe, the radiation, you can't take pictures up there like it's back then. And but so there's crazy fucking people who think space itself, like the actual space, is not real.
Yeah, it's bullshit.
These are also flat earthers.
I think Geno Smith was one.
Oh, the
So-
Jets, the
Yeah.
quarterback.
Yeah, so that just
There
goes
you
to
go.
show you.
There you go. Not only did he play for the Jets, it's
Bad.
terrible. He's the only black guy that can't run.
He was bad.
It's terrible.
But he I think he was the one that said that. He was one.
But yeah, I heard about that. I'm like, this actually people like the flat Earth people hurt my brain.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
no,
how do you
the Earth rotates, dude. I mean, the Earth
I would
rotates.
say if you were gonna
If it's a flat Earth and it's rotating, I mean, yeah, it could rotate this way, but it's a circular Earth. I mean, we have photos of what our planet looks like, right?
Mhm.
Those are not fake photos. There are machines that we're able to get up in space to take these photos of what the Earth looks like. Also, we are capable of getting into the low orbit of Earth, right? Which is up to 1,000 miles above Earth. We're allowed to get there before that radiation hits, where we could take pictures from Earth. I mean, look, we've proven it. The Red Bull guy. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Boom.
We're on the same page.
Boom.
The Red Bull guy. He jumped from space into Earth. That was the most amazing jump ever. Record breaking.
Did you see that?
Did
Incredible.
not.
It's amazing. He
Dude,
goes way up
he
there.
free falls from space.
It was sponsored
into
by
Earth.
Red Bull. That's why he's a
It
Red
was
Bull
sponsored.
guy.
So we got the
He
Red Bull guy.
Free fell.
That's
So
cool.
Yeah, it was awesome.
before there's this gravitational vortex in space that takes you away, right? There's that low Earth orbit where you're still a part of the Earth's orbit,
Mhm.
but you're in space at the same time. So he was at that cusp where he was able to be in a vessel and actually jump out through the Earth's low orbit back into the Earth's atmosphere and then land in where the hell did he land? Arizona
I
or some
don't
shit?
remember.
Oh, it was somewhere.
Somewhere there with
It was an
He landed
amazing
in hand jobs.
free fall.
He's over in hand jobs in Ohio.
You're not
It was
really
pretty
where he
cool.
landed.
Pleasantville.
But that it's interesting that happened. But we have, like, we talk about when we landed on the moon in 1968, right? Think about it. We had a photo or video footage of Neil Armstrong walking on the moon, and apparently there's no air on the moon. It's not like the Earth's atmosphere out there, but yet the flag is blowing, like there's wind and air out there.
Right, and we didn't have the technology then to make those videos there. So I do believe the videos and the photos from back then were fake. I do believe we went.
But think about it. They're trying their defense is, well, he was wiggling the pole into the dirt or whatever it is, into the ground of the moon. So that's why the flag was waving. But if there's no air and you're floating, that flag should be pointing up no matter what you're doing down here.
That is a good
You
point.
understand?
No, that's a good point.
It's valid.
Now, if you see any videos about people in NASA, they will clearly say we have no evidence that we were on the moon. There's no additional evidence that we were there. There's nothing. They have nothing.
Listen, if you want to go deep,
With our technology today,
Brian wants to go deep.
I'll give you.
Let's
No,
go
I don't
deep.
want to, but I'll give you deep. Do you
Let's
know who
hear it.
started NASA? Werner von Braun. He was a Nazi.
explain.
Okay.
Operation Paperclip. They brought, I believe, 30 Nazi scientists, and they're the ones who started NASA.
Interesting.
And that's who runs all this stuff now. And that you think they didn't continue that along? Yeah, so that's a deep one. But that's proven. Werner von Braun did. start
Brian gets
NASA.
deep.
Yeah,
Look,
not just a pretty face.
Like,
you ever hear the Van Allen belts?
I haven't.
The Van Allen belts. It's basically as far as we can go before radiation gets crazy in space, where a human being will either burn up or you'll end up falling back into Earth, and that's the end of it. You know, it's basically whereas we could go as far as we could go outside of the Earth's atmosphere, and once we hit that Van Allen belt.
Mhm.
That's as far as we could go. We can't go further than that, out of that, which is the sun, the moon, other planets. We can't go. They actually have live interviews with people that work for NASA that actually say we have never really gone past that Van Allen belt. We've never made it past it.
So you're saying no. You're saying
I'm saying that we know space exists. There's no question about it. Our technology is able to determine that we have millions of other galaxies. We have that determination. But let's be honest here. It's great that NASA tells us all these things. But have you ever been to space? Have you ever physically seen it?
no.
Have you? Have I? Has anybody that you've ever met in your life, in your circle, been to space or know anyone that's actually been to space?
No.
Right.
I know people who are in space, like
Right.
their heads
I
in
never
space.
knew in my life, I never knew what Brussels sprouts tasted like until I actually had it.
Well,
So I could speak about it, right?
Do you like them?
They're okay.
they're terrible.
Especially
they're great.
roasted. I like them roasted.
I think they're wonderful.
So let me give you, because I know what you believe in as a person. So let me give you this. Have you ever seen God?
No,
Believe in God?
absolutely.
So that
I
kind
agree.
of counters. I mean, there's so many
Absolutely.
ways to counter everything.
Yes, of course. But that's it.
But that's the best part about being people is so we can debate this kind of shit.
That's
And
awesome.
that's why I like this. I like talking. I like all this shit.
I think it's great. But what do you think about the people that don't think space is real?
I think they're insane. Again,
Did they vote for Hillary Clinton?
no, they definitely voted.
Did they vote for Bernie Sanders? That's what I want to know.
No, they definitely
He's
voted
running
independent.
again.
I mean, these are flat earthers.
I give the guy credit. At least he's trying.
I mean, at that age, I don't know if I even
Frank,
want
do
to do
me a
that.
favor. Start drinking the wine. Huh?
Yes, yes.
That's
Cheers.
That's an order.
Salute.
Be over here.
Open that up a little bit. Come here.
Mm-mm.
It's like someone that tells, someone who's never seen, for example, you ask someone, who's the greatest baseball player of all time? Babe Ruth. How do you know? I don't. You never saw him play.
Right.
So how do you know that?
Who's
To
the
your
greatest
point.
baseball player of your time?
Exactly. So when someone says, Babe Ruth was the greatest hitter of all time. Well, if you're 62 years old, you've never seen him play. How do you know?
Yeah. What about Barry Bonds? What about Sammy Sosa?
So to your point, no, we've never seen God. We've never been in space, but
Who is the greatest baseball player right now? Playing in our era. Let's say us growing up, knowing game baseball.
That I've ever
today's
watched?
era.
So of your
That you've
time.
ever seen.
I'm gonna go pitcher. I'm gonna go Greg Maddux.
Okay, yeah.
Because
Max
he-
was pretty good.
Oh, look at me.
He pitched in an era where
There's an amazing stat on him, man.
he won one season. He was
Mind-boggling.
19-2. He had an ERA of 1.56, and he pitched in an era where the entire league was on steroids except him.
That's amazing.
And he was like 5'7".
And there's also
I forget who it was.
there's also an incredible stat on him.
Somebody struck out someone's dad and played long enough to strike out the son as well.
Wait,
It might have been Greg
I forget who
Maddux.
that was.
so Greg Maddux faced 20,421 batters during his career, and only 310 of those saw a 3-0 count.
That's crazy.
177 of those were intentional walks.
Yeah, his control was pinpoint.
He was the surgeon, bro.
That's another thing I can't stand. I don't know if we have any baseball listeners. The Baseball Hall of Fame is a joke. I know you and I went head to head on this a couple weeks ago on
Oh,
Facebook.
Let Pete Rose in. I don't know anything about baseball.
Yeah, that's tough.
I know Ken Griffey.
That's a
Jr.
different topic that we'll have to discuss. But
I think the Hall of Fame, I think that for viewing and ratings and whatever have you, just keeping baseball in the limelight, so to speak, during the offseason, they have the Baseball Hall of Fame. And I think that they almost feel compelled that they have to vote someone in all the time when they really don't deserve it. I think the Baseball Hall of Fame should be covered.
that's what it is. It's a lot of
Mariano Rivera going in as a unanimous was perfect. It was the best.
But now here's
guy.
the thing: how does he go in unanimous? But somebody like using a fake example, Ken Griffey Jr. How does he not go in unanimous?
It's very simple. It's very simple. First of all, Ken Griffey Jr. was at 99.79%, which was the highest ever.
Who is
to
the
go
voter
in.
that didn't vote for him? I have to know.
I don't know who the voter is that didn't vote for him, nor do I care, but because he was a first ballot Hall of Famer, and Ken Griffey deserved to be a first ballot Hall of Famer. But I'm going to tell you why he didn't deserve a unanimous.
Let's hear it.
Okay? Ken Griffey Jr.
It's black.
because he's goddamn black. No, just kidding. Ken Griffey Jr. had probably he definitely did the sweetest swing ever in the history of the game.
Okay.
Watching Ken Griffey Jr. swing a bat and hit a home run was the most beautiful thing ever in baseball. There's nothing more graceful than that guy's swing. It was the best. I loved Ken Griffey Jr. growing up, and I hated him when he slid headfirst 1995 Game 5 Division Series at Yankee Stadium to beat the Yankees and screwed Don Mattingly. It was the only potential shot at the World Series.
Joe was
fine.
He's not bitter.
No problem.
No, he remembers the whole play. I do too, actually.
Here's a cool thing about Ken Griffey Jr. And before I even get into Hall of Fame stats, Ken Griffey Jr. played on the same team as his dad, the Seattle Mariners, Ken Griffey Sr.
Yes, and they went back to back.
In the same inning, both hit a home run.
Yeah,
that's cool.
It was.
I think they went back to back.
Here's another thing: they didn't go back to back. No, but they were in the same inning. Also, on Father's Day, when Ken Griffey Jr., after his days in Seattle, played for Cincinnati, hit a home run on Father's Day, and his father caught the home run ball.
Come on.
No way.
Beautiful story.
That's crazy.
That is good.
Of all the 40,000 people in the stadium, his dad, of all people, catches
that is cool.
His home run ball on Father's Day. Love Ken Griffey Jr., class act, always played the game right. But here's the reason why.
Let's hear it.
He's not unanimous. Because for the first 12, 13 seasons of Ken Griffey's career, he was lights out. Probably the best center fielder. The guy was scaling the wall, making amazing catches, had a great arm, fast, home run hitter, average hitter, great teammate. He was a 5'2" player. The only thing, when he got to Cincinnati, he got hurt a lot.
Yes,
he missed a lot of baseball. He got hurt a lot. While he was on the field, he wasn't producing to the level because his body started to break down at a younger age. Granted, the guy never was involved in a scandal with steroids, hit over 600 home runs in his career. He's a first ballot Hall of Famer, hands down. But the reason why he's not a unanimous is because he had those years where he was hurt.
So you get the ballots. You got Ken Griffey Jr., you got Mariano Rivera.
Right.
One pitched one inning.
Okay.
One inning, and one played the most important position on the field.
I wouldn't say the most important position.
One of the most
shortstop's the most.
Fine.
Or maybe
one of the most important positions on the field.
But I will tell you this. Mariano Rivera, just like every other player, has one job to do. And that is to do whatever your job is.
He gets pissed.
But, dude, I don't care. Listen, Mariano Rivera, he pitched for 19 years and dominated at his position for 19 straight years up until the day he retired. He dominated. He had a 2.21 ERA. I know this off the cuff. Nobody fucks with me in baseball. 2.21 ERA on his last season as a Major League Baseball player. Mariano Rivera is the all-time leader in saves. Nobody was in more important games than Mariano Rivera.
He got me.
There's nobody better. He dominated. He didn't have an off year. He dominated from start to finish at his position.
Who do you think his team? What team do you think he likes?
I think he dominated.
Is he a Yankee fan or no? What do you think?
You know what? I am a baseball fan.
I was thinking Mets.
I'm a baseball fan first, then a Yankee fan.
Yankee Doodle Dandy.
I was born on the 4th of July.
He was.
Salute.
Oh, boy.
So that's the reason why. So you heard it first here.
Take that, Frank.
That's it.
Take that.
Mic drop.
We can go baseball all day, but we're going to talk about
mortgages.
Brian's boy.
Fuck him up on some mortgages.
We'll hit him with that later.
Some actor from Empire.
No,
Brian?
No, last. Please, can we do that one last? That's the one.
R. Kelly faces 10 counts of sexual abuse charges. That just happened.
He's in trouble.
I have 3 things to say about this. 1, duh. How did that not happen 15 years ago?
That's crazy.
2, there's a Netflix show. This is where all this came from. Called Catching Up with Kelly or some shit like that. Where everybody in his life is talking about all the shit he did. How did he not know this was coming? Like, I watched a half an hour of one. I had to take 2 showers, and it's like 6 episodes.
So what's 3? Let's hear it.
3 is the reason everyone snitched on him. And that's because he used to be worth $100 million. He was paying off all these people. You know how many millions of dollars he's worth now? 1.
Really?
He got no money left.
Wow.
So now he can't pay these people, so now they're coming out snitching. Now, as soon as the show was released, I would have been in Morocco or some shit. You know, he married Aaliyah at 16 years old when he was 31.
Aaliyah? Really?
Yeah.
He married her?
Yeah.
Wow. At 16.
Kidnapping girls. He had like a sex den. Watch a half an hour of the show.
He's always been
garbage.
He's been implicated in sexual assault and sexual misconduct on young girls. since fucking I was in high school.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
This has been going on forever. It's no.
That's what, like 30, 40 years, right?
Yeah.
But here's the
Thank
crazy part. It's happening everywhere, I feel like.
Oh yeah.
We just don't know about it yet. You know?
There's so much of it.
There's a lot of crafts out there.
You know,
There's a lot of that going
Well,
on.
the new charge is 10-count sexual abuse. He's accused of sexually abusing 4 girls, 3 of which were under the age of 17. 1 was 14. This is him. And I wanted to apologize ahead of time. It's to Brian. He got locked up in Chicago. Another crime in Chicago.
What's funny?
It's another one. Because we're going to talk about one later on that also happened in Chicago.
So they were arrested in the same week, him and Jussie Smollet, at the same place. So if you go look
Cook County.
at both videos, at both
Cook County, baby. Anybody ever been to Cook County before?
Yes.
Yeah, I've been there too.
If you look at both mugshots,
It's not that bad, though. I like it.
As long as you stay on Upper Michigan
It
Avenue,
depends on where you're
Yeah,
going.
you go to
just stay-
Union Street, you're having a good time.
If you stay on, if you stay within, in your lane.
Yeah, I'm from Rockford, which is like 20
I'm
miles.
gonna laugh. This is the first time I've been to Chicago. I just got my rental letter. I flew into O'Hare Airport.
Which is a city.
No, I'm sorry, MacArthur.
Oh, the baby.
Smaller.
O'Hare's a fucking
I
city.
get my rental, and I'm driving in. It's snowing out now. Mind you, I'm from New York. I haven't driven in snow in years, so it's snowing. It's icy on the street. I'm fucking 2 hands on the wheel. I gotta make sure I'm doing the right thing. And I don't know. I'm paying attention, but there's a lot going on around me. And I see like a guy, he's jaywalking, he shouldn't be. But whatever. I kind of drive past him anyway, and he walked up and he bangs right on the back of my car as if to say, "You motherfucker, you didn't let me go."
This ain't
And
Florida,
I
baby.
wanted to put my window down and be like, "You're jaywalking, fuck you." But I was like, you know what? It's my first time in Chicago.
Let me tread lightly here.
You don't want it to be your last time in Chicago.
Yeah, I was like, let me go. He didn't look too friendly, so I just
That happened to me
left
one
it
time.
alone.
I was in
And
Chicago.
it wasn't my car, so
I'm crossing
yeah.
the street. The guy literally, he's coming at me, doesn't even move, just kind of tries to plow through me, which he didn't just
No
like
care
you
in
said,
the world.
you can't. What are you going to do? You've never been there. You hear a lot of stories about it, so you don't know.
I have friends because I keep trying to get my friends. I'm gonna call them out on here. My friend David, Peter, the Panther. I try to get him to come with me because it's where I'm from. It's where my family is. And he's like, "No, I won't go there." My family doesn't even live in Chicago. And there's only one little tiny part of Chicago that's like that. That's Chirac.
That's the crazy part. It's really not even that.
It's a few streets.
That's
It's
it.
South
But
Chicago.
how do they not get that under control? How is that possible? How could you not get that under control? I don't get it.
It's a mess. It's so many years of built up. Obama
watched a lot
tried
of-
it. Obama destroyed Cabrini Greens, which was like the biggest territory for all that drugs and gang violence. He destroyed it, knocked it all down. But all he did was spread all that shit out.
See, stuff like that, believe it or not, it interests me. I've watched a lot of video on that and stuff like that. And I'm like, how were they not able to get that under control?
It's a mess. I mean, they're doing better now than they used to, but I mean, it's at that point where the gangs run parts of the city.
That's the thing.
Like when I went to see my mother there, and she worked in the city a few years ago, and she's like, they have a deal. The gangs have a deal with the people who run the city. The city's off limits because if you fuck with the people coming there, the visitors, you're gonna mess with the flow of money in the city. No one's gonna come here. So there's a deal. You're not allowed
So
to
they
do
don't.
any
That's why
gang
the city
violence.
is so clean because the city is beautiful.
You're not
it really
allowed
is.
to do any of
beautiful.
that shit.
Yeah,
aside from the
clean,
bums.
smaller version of New York. Yeah. Oh, there's bums everywhere out there. There's a lot of good hustlers out there.
Ever tell you about?
Where Chicago?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Ever tell you about the bum I ran into with the big sign that was spelled funny? He said, "I need 750s for Swisher and hose."
Yeah, you said that. And I told you the story about the guy that was washing my shoes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he washed my shoes. He goes, that'll be $18. I'm like, what? I was like, I got $5 on me, bro. I said, and he goes, oh, you got to be kidding me, man. I was like, look, I'm giving you $5 right now. You just came up and
You created your own job.
I was like, get out of here.
We left. What's the pizzeria there? Giordano's or whatever.
Giordano's, yeah.
So
stuff.
nobody could finish the whole pie. It's impossible. So
Actually, I had 3 slices of it.
They're fucking delicious.
So
They're amazing.
My wife and I, we don't know. It's our first time there. We get a nice, decent sized pizza. So I eat 2 or 3 slices. She has 1 or 2. I've got 2 or 3 left over. I say, we'll bring it. We'll take it with us to go. So we're walking down the street. I see a homeless guy in the street. It's like 15 degrees. He's got a blanket on. I go to hand him the pizza. He's like, just like that. Like, just keep it. You didn't want it.
Yeah, because he probably ate so much of it. All the people.
He looked at me like, "You're giving me this? This is what you're giving me?"
It's good pizza.
I said, "It's."
they deliver, right?
I know.
You could order it. They'll
yeah.
ship it to you. It's
That
like
is
$100.
that is
I
pretty
did it
cool.
for my birthday last year.
It's like
But I'll tell
$100.
you,
I did it
right?
for Lou Malnati's though. Which is,
There aren't too many bums
Yeah,
there, though.
I haven't been to Lou Malnati's, but I heard about that place. It's like, they're right neck and
Giordano's is
neck.
better, but they're very close.
So here
I
I
had
am
it
trying to be nice,
Well,
and
let me tell you
this
something.
guy's like,
I'm from Brooklyn, New York, Coney Island. Shout out. Nathan's, amazing. But Portillo's is the best hot dog I ever ate in my life.
"Really?"
My mother sent me for
Really?
Yeah, no, I'm not kidding. I had both, and in my opinion, this Portillo's hot dog.
Okay.
It's different. They have it on a bun with the sesame seed, with the poppy seed
Poppy
on
seeds.
it.
Yep.
The onions. Oh,
I'll bring it to you. My mother, well, I can't do it now. Next for Christmas, she sent me a package. It was like 15 Portillo dogs, but they give you the mustard, which is their special.
Was your mom
the
watching right now?
buns? I don't know. Sometimes
If you're
mothers-
watching, Mom, listen. I love Portillo's. Do me a favor. Send a little Portillo's.
Well, I'm planning on going up in the next couple of months, so I'll bring some back. But they sent.
I won't hold my breath.
Yeah.
Bring it back for Frank, not you.
I've never tried it. I hear they're great.
It's amazing, and they have.
I just can't eat a hot dog on a poppy seed roll. It just doesn't seem right.
Did you ever try it?
No,
Then you don't believe in space.
exactly. You're right.
How dare you? You're a flat earther.
I am. You're right. I can't even argue.
You don't knock it till you try it.
All right,
That I agree with you on.
Yeah, you got to try it once. So,
this son of a bitch.
oh wait, Kelly, I just got to touch on it so everybody knows.
You gonna touch on
A lot
that?
of fans, they're backing this guy, and I think it's a disgrace. There's a lot of R. Kelly fans that are backing him and supporting him. People, there are women, young girls out there that have been sexually accused of being sexually assaulted. You should be feeling bad for them, not this fucking guy. I don't give a fuck who he is. I don't care what color skin he is. I don't care where he's from. He has been accused of sexually assaulting women. Enough said.
10.
Enough said. 10 counts.
It's not even like it's 1. You know, if it's
Enough
1, it's
said.
okay.
Well, and the only reason it's
Don't
only,
support him.
the only reason it's only 10 is because there's a statute of limitations. There's probably 50.
There's a lot
Right.
more than yeah. there's-
Now, let me ask you another very good point, by the way. Does he get treated like a celebrity or does he get treated like a regular Joe? That's what I want to know. How is he going to be treated? When is the justice system going to say everyone's got to be treated equally?
I think R. Kelly 10 years ago might have been treated like a god.
Mhm.
I think R. Kelly now is going to be just like Bill Cosby.
And I think it's
I think you're right.
Yeah, Bill Cosby.
I think so.
By the way, I did get confirmation from the prison that he's in, Bill Cosby. His nickname still remains Puddin'.
And it always should be.
Are you ready? Hit it up.
This motherfucker, Jussie Smollet. Do you know the story?
I've heard.
He's a piece of shit.
Dog shit, by the way.
So, for those who don't know, it's an actor from Empire who's an amazing singer. I actually love his music. I was a big fan of the show.
Talented.
Very talented. His sister's beautiful too, but there's nothing to do with anything.
I gotta Google her later.
He walked into an ER or whatever, I don't know that part, and he said he was assaulted by two white men wearing MAGA hats that beat him.
But they weren't white.
No. Hey.
Sorry.
Let him finish.
Called him a nigger, called him a fag, tied a noose around his neck. And meanwhile, this is in Chicago at 2:00 in the morning when, so I don't know, -40 outside, and he went to Subway. Supposedly. So it all comes out that he wouldn't turn over his phone. He wouldn't, oh God, I've listened to so much of this shit. He wouldn't do anything he was supposed to until weeks later. Come to find out, he wrote a check to these. So they followed the video and they found these two giant black men, these two giant Nigerian men who were friends of his. I mean, monsters. And he paid them $3,500 in a fucking check. But it says for fitness.
So you paid him the money for what, though?
Because he created this ploy. So he paid them to beat him up.
Really?
So he can get more attention. Because he was going to get written off the show. And he wanted to garner more attention from the communities.
Could
And
you
I mean,
imagine?
and black people were backing him, gay people were backing him, white people were back. Everybody was on his side. Oh my God, I can't believe this happened. And they brought everyone together, and now everyone's finding out it's all bullshit.
All bullshit. And they even go further, and you explained it perfectly. To even go further, You plan all this. This is a ploy. He's got these guys. First of all, you make the city of Chicago look bad. They got enough crime going on. You're adding to it now. A celebrity getting a beat down in Chicago. That's pretty bad, right? So you're making the city look bad. Then on top of it, these guys are beating him up and they're yelling at him. And this is a quote that this is "Make America Great Again" country.
Wow.
Which now, mind
Chicago.
you, Cook County is far from "Make America Great Again"
Probably
country.
the furthest.
They were Bernie Sanders all the way, bro. Like there is no chance in hell.
No, they're so black they're waiting for Obama to come back. That's how black these
yeah,
are.
bro. So like, it was so stupid, right? But to even now you throw that in there. Now you're insinuating that people that beat up black people are Trump supporters. There's a lot to it. This guy is a piece of shit. I hope this guy gets fired. He doesn't deserve to work. He's a piece of shit.
He's already been written off the show.
And deserves to be.
He's looking at 3 years in jail.
He's not going to get 3
Here's
years
his first
in jail.
mistake.
He's not going to get it.
You plan this whole thing out, right? You're going all the way with it, right? And you go to Subway.
Subway.
That's
At
where
2 o'clock in the morning.
That's where you first stop.
It's negative like 15 degrees outside.
Subway even
Yeah.
open anymore?
I think up there it's probably open.
Subway?
Because
Subway?
they're like New
The
York.
guy
They're-
Jared.
Is he still around?
No,
he's a little backed up right now.
Yeah.
He'll
He's
be
been in
hanging.
jail
He'll,
for a long
he'll be
time.
hanging with R. Kelly.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Bill Cosby.
That's terrible. I didn't know it was to that. It went to that degree.
Pretty bad.
Incredible.
I mean,
But
I
now,
glanced at it, but I didn't really.
but now,
Frankie,
like,
you got to finish that one.
they're
You're really bothering
Junior?
me.
it's coming back with text that they're trying to say that it was all legit, like he was actually paying them for fitness and not for this. But
Not good.
all right, so because they have so much practice at what they do, the last police department you want to fuck with is the Chicago Police Department. Like they do this every day.
They're pissed. And by the way, the police chief is black.
Yep.
And he is not fucking happy at all. He had some shit to say,
You
bro.
make blacks look bad? Which,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. They've been trying so hard not to look bad. You make gays look bad
What's his name again? This guy?
Why gays? Why the gays?
because he's gay.
Oh, he's gay.
He's gay.
Mamma mia.
I heard a joke. I forget who told it, but it was a guy. He was on Rogan's podcast. He was some Indian guy, I believe, and he told this joke at a college. He goes, "You know how I know that being gay is not a choice? Like it's the way someone's born." And he pointed to a black guy in the crowd, black gay guy. He's like, "Because would you choose to be black and gay?"
I mean, it's pretty fucking funny.
No,
How could you not laugh at that? Stop getting offended, people. It's funny. That's it.
That was a good
We
one.
have to
It's
laugh.
meant to be
That
a
was-
joke.
that was-
We gotta laugh.
It's meant to be a joke.
Everybody gets offended. That's
Well,
the
come
problem.
on. No,
Hey.
not everyone gets offended.
There's Alex. Great
All
talking.
right.
Guys, great show.
Thank
Thanks,
you,
Alex.
Dad. Love
You
you.
only said that because he picked most of the topics. I see how it is. It's fine.
No, actually, you I didn't pick R. Kelly. I didn't pick this guy. I didn't pick space.
I had to. It's been bothering me.
good. This is what I like. I like different.
We want to get it out. We want to get everything
I
out.
don't
of the
want to. I don't want to be the one always thinking of this shit. I like different things, so I could talk and
Yeah, so
think.
we're not always talking about fucking baseball.
Baseball.
I know.
Wait. I gotta say something. About this. The thing about people getting offended with everything. Common sense, folks. Common sense. You know it's a joke. It's a joke. That's it. Stop it with being offended by fucking bullshit. Stop it. I'm not buying it. And I'm not buying it. I don't care what the media says, social media says, what society says is right and wrong. I'm using common sense. And common sense says if there's a joke and there's a comedian and the comedian's telling a joke or it's supposed to be a joke, it's a joke. Take it as a joke.
Yeah, but unfortunately, the world we live in now, common sense is out the window.
Then that's
That no
their
longer
problem.
applies.
But that's their problem. That's not.
I
my
agree with
problem.
you, but
that's not my problem.
It's a different world now. Everybody gets offended.
That's their world. That ain't my world. Everybody could choose what kind of world they live in, right? You could choose what people tell you the world you live in, or you could choose the world that you feel you live in, right? So I feel I live in a certain world, and my world is what I think is right, what I think is wrong, what's common sense. Or I could choose to live in the world that the fucking media and the news tells me to listen to, and that's my world, right? Nah, I ain't buying that bullshit. I'm not going to listen to somebody that's on the other side of a TV screen that's reading a teleprompter to tell me how I should think and feel.
I'm with Joe. I'm not going to lie.
What y'all do?
I think common sense is, unfortunately, like I said, I think it's just it no longer applies.
It's lacking. Yeah.
It's definitely a thing.
It's a
of the
lost
past.
art.
Yes,
It's a lost art.
Yes, it is.
Common sense is a
It's
lost
gone.
art.
It's
What
terrible.
day is Christmas? That's what I want to know.
Look, common sense.
What day is Christmas?
Went the same way as chivalry. You
Gone.
ever seen a young man hold doors, or
Doesn't happen
it
anymore.
doesn't happen anymore.
How about I saw
Thank
a video?
God my father taught me well.
I saw a video on YouTube. The lady, pregnant Indian woman, gets on the train. She's holding on. All these fucking fat slob guys are sitting down like this. They look at her like this. 12-year-old kid gets up, sit down, pregnant woman. 12-year-old kid had sense.
I mean, look. I mean,
That's it. Chivalry, being a gentleman.
That's it.
That's what you do. You see a pregnant woman standing, you give your seat up. That's
It's not my kid, so I don't fucking care. I'm just kidding.
you become shocked when you see stuff like that.
Motherfucker.
You're like, whoa,
Sure.
that really happened?
So I want to talk about something on Sunday with TNT, but I just want to get your reaction to this. Okay, I want you to look in the camera. All right, I want your reaction on this.
All right.
It's about wrestling.
Okay.
Right in the camera. So Roman Reigns came back from a bout with leukemia.
Absolutely.
Have you heard all this shit that he's catching?
That's bullshit.
That people think
That's
he
so fucked
faked
up.
it. Look right there.
It's fucked
Show
up.
the anger.
No
People think
good.
this man faked having
That's
leukemia.
terrible. That's terrible. I did see that. I
That's
did
no
see
good.
that.
Absolute bullshit.
He had it for a while though, right?
He's had it for like 11 years.
11
he dealt
years
with
has
it.
been dealing
But
with
he
leukemia.
went away in October and just came back. And they're like, "Oh, it's only 4 months. You still have all your hair."
Bullshit.
All
That
these
ain't fucking
doctors,
real,
all
bro.
these doctors
That's-
came out and were like, "No, like leukemia is a strange cancer.
Why
It
would
operates
somebody? Why would
because people
somebody-
want to hate." And that's
That's what it is.
disgusting, but I
It's the world we
have
live in.
to.
I hate to
That's
tell you.
something
Well,
that
the
bothers me. I
thing-
want to
here's
talk
the
to it with TNT because I
The-
think I want to hear what they have to say about it.
Yeah,
I
I
bet
mean,
it's
look,
amazing.
and I think they would either agree with me or be on the same page as me that wrestling always, the storylines always kind of go both ways, right? Could it be real? Could it be fake? That's
Kind of like space.
kind of like space. Yeah. Have you
Did
been
we
there?
go? Did we not go?
Wrestling has got that. Those storylines, it's always like, I don't know if it's real, is it fake? Like, what's going on here? And then they have to.
But
The thing-
they would never.
No, I mean, you're messing with cancer, leukemia. You got to understand, WWE, they do so many good causes for people, for children that have cancer,
Connor's cure.
individuals that have cancer, right? They would never fuck with a
No.
storyline that involves cancer that's not real. You know what I mean? This guy legitimately, it's real. You can look it up. He's been suffering from leukemia for 11 years. He unfortunately got re-diagnosed with leukemia. He had to go get treatment, and he's in remission. So
Shouldn't we be happy
there's
for
no
the guy?
time limit on cancer. You can say, "Oh, well, you're in remission. It's got to take a certain amount of time before you're in remission." No, it happens when it happens. This is an ongoing study. We don't have a total grip on cancer, right? So it's an ongoing study. We just go with what we know. He's in remission now. The guy came out. He announced he's in remission. The fans were very happy.
They went nuts.
I think it was great.
No,
I'm
well,
rooting for
that
the
is
guy.
pretty-
That is pretty cool.
Let me tell you
11
something.
years with leukemia.
As
That's awesome.
As a wrestling fan, I'm not a big fan of Roman Reigns
Neither.
as a character. As a person, he might be a great guy, but as a character on screen, I'm not a big fan. Right? And Vince McMahon is shoving him down everybody's throats, and it's so obvious. I don't want to be bothered with this guy. But when he came back and announced that he's in remission, I'm so happy for the guy. Thank God. Nobody
course.
wants to see
And,
anybody suffer.
and that's their
Right?
main take is because he was, very John Cena-ish.
I'm rooting for
some
the guy.
people didn't root
Yeah.
for him, some people did.
But I'm
now everyone's rooting for him.
I'm
That's why
rooting
they're
for him
saying
now. The
that.
guy's a success
How do
story.
you not root for someone like that?
Of course, I want to see him do good.
So I just had to get your take on that.
No,
that bothers
absolutely,
the shit out of me.
man. And
How dare they.
this is coming from a guy that's not a fan of him at all. I don't like his work, but I want to see him do good. I do. He had cancer, and I want to see him do good. I really hope he does good.
Joe Inoue is his real name. He's the man.
Yeah, he's by the way half Samoan, half Italian.
Really?
Salute to Roman Reigns.
All right, hold on. Before we end the show, your dad said, I actually had a professional wrestler at my house, Lenny Montana, who was well known as Luca Brazil.
Luca Brasi and The Godfather.
Oh, is that Brazzi? Sorry, I thought it was Luca
Wow,
Brazzi,
really?
the Godfather,
True story.
at his dinner table.
Yeah, that's a true story from my dad. So if you ever
So
see
your
The
old man broke
Godfather,
bread with
Luca
with him?
Brasi was a professional wrestler called Lenny Montana.
Wow.
Look at that.
So
Your dad's more interesting than you are. How does it make you feel?
he's got way more better stories than I do.
I mean, he's a little older, a couple years. He's It's a lot more laid back though.
Very wise.
I love that.
More laid back than Joe?
Oh yeah. His
Yeah,
dad's
but you should have known my dad when he was younger. Not so laid back. A lot of fun. My dad's the best. He's got the best personality. He's funny as hell. He's awesome. We're gonna have him on the
But
show.
nobody's as funny as your uncle.
Uncle Matt.
Oh God.
So let's roll the show out. Let's roll it out.
All right. It's up to me.
Yeah.
The outro. Here we go. Oh, Frank, how can we contact you? One more time. Look in there. Show me your pretty face.
One more time, 561-504-1278, 7 days a week, 8 a.m. to 9 p.m. Feel free to call me, text me anytime. And gentlemen, thank you so much.
It's always our pleasure.
Salute.
Salute. Thank you.
Please continue to like, follow, and subscribe to us on social media, Facebook and Instagram at A Guy Think Podcast, Twitter at A Guy Think Pod, YouTube, The Guy Think Podcast channel, which you'll have this whole nice long episode will be up. And maybe we'll even make you some clips if you're good. Mailbag at aguythinkpodcast@gmail.com. I think 2 weeks in a row we missed it, so they're building. So I think we have to have a whole mailbag episode, which might be the next one. The next one's going to be
We're gonna be
fun.
mailbagging. We're gonna be mailbagging and possibly teabagging and some salsa.
Some salsa. Personally, I'd want to do some pudding. The cold and never mind. Anyways, voicemail 856-441-6386. A website at aguythinkpodcast.com. Click subscribe on iTunes. Everywhere you can subscribe. Give us a 5-star rating on Apple. Next show, Sunday, March 3rd.
This Sunday.
Tag Team Pro Wrestlers Terrence and Terrell, a.k.a. TNT.
Yeah.
I'm so excited.
I'm amped up. I can't wait. TNT, shout out listeners of the show, up and coming sons of Devon Dudley, who's in the WWE Hall of Fame. Amazing. Their sons, twin brothers, amazing talents.
Great performers.
Amazing talents.
So we will be
on
live
the show live
at Robot Brewing Company right before their match at the DS Sports Complex in Deerfield Beach.
And I'll be there ringside, baby.
If you do not have your tickets to Blueprint Pro Wrestling, BlueprintProWrestling.com. Go get your tickets. I heard Billy Gunn and Austin Gunn are going to be there.
Yes. Also, so if you're a big fan of WWE,
the wrestler,
Billy
he's
Gunn,
still around?
yeah,
he's not wrestling. He's like back, but him and his son are going to be.
I don't know. I think they're going to be in action.
Wow.
So, guys, if you're wrestling fans, D-Generation X, the badass Billy
They're
Gunn,
going in the Hall of Fame
Road
this year.
Dogg Jesse James, they're being inducted. Billy Gunn is being inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame this year, 2019, before WrestleMania. He's going to be also live at Blueprint Pro Wrestling. Get your tickets, www.blueprintprowrestling.com. Ringside, I'll be there, signing autographs, taking pictures. It's going to be a great show.
Silver Ball. Have a good week. I love you guys.
I salute.
Cheers.
Salute.
Good show.
It's fun.
So your dad